Okay, so good afternoon. We are live. A bit of a different episode today, being on a Thursday lunchtime. But I was really keen to get Tam and Belle on. We've been speaking probably since I started YouTube, really.
Yeah.
And I know you guys have been quite supportive of shouting my channel out, etc., and some of the other lives as well. So first things first, thank you for coming on, both of you.
No problem.
Welcome.
For anyone who doesn't know Tam and Belle, I'm sure most people will who jump in here. Do you guys want to give a quick intro into a bit about yourselves, a bit about where you are, and you do eBay part-time, so a bit about that as well?
Yep. We're Tam and that's Belle. And
Well
we
done.
are part-time resellers from Scotland, Fife in Scotland.
Mhm.
And what else?
Well, part-time reseller, so you also work part-time in Poundland and
Yep, work part-time in Poundland
Mhm.
and do the reselling is pretty much the main source of income. So
yeah.
although it is part-time reselling, it's also pretty important to keep it topped up.
Yeah.
Sure, amazing, good stuff. And what was it that got you guys into reselling then? Because everyone's got a different story as to why they spend all their time buying other people's rubbish to sell to other people on the internet. So, what was it that got you guys into it?
Well, I was in a job that I didn't like for years, so it was not just something I wasn't really passionate about.
Mhm.
And then, like, last year, about was it May, June?
You started watching resellers.
I was watching resellers, but because I've got anxiety, I didn't think I'd ever be able to do it.
Mhm.
Like sell things to people on eBay. I used to always say, "Oh, I hate eBay. I never want to sell. I never want to sell anything,
Mhm.
stuff like that." And then I got a wee bit of help with anxiety, and after that, I was like, "Well, maybe I should just try selling some stuff," because I was good at finding the stuff, but
He's got a good eye.
then I would put it up the loft and forget about it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Instead, I would have the intention of selling it, and then I'd put up the loft and say, "Well, I might sell it one day."
Mhm.
So I was buying the stuff, but not selling it anyway.
Yeah.
And then I just decided, well, I'll try selling some of the stuff. And I said to Belle, you want to help me if I with the selling? And she was like, yeah,
Mhm.
you go for it. And um, to be honest, it wasn't like I was thinking, "Look, I'm going to start a business and can a YouTube channel and everything," because that came along with it. It was just basically I want to make a little bit of extra money and like
Something you
it
enjoy
gives
doing.
me something to do like other than my job that I
Mhm.
didn't like at the time.
Yeah, sure. I think you mentioned anxiety there, and I suffer a bit of anxiety myself, and I found doing eBay's really helped with that.
Yeah,
I think me being my own boss in a way really helps as well, because with anxiety, as you probably know, you do get days where you just feel like you don't want to do anything,
yeah,
and it's not you don't want to, it's you physically can't at times.
Mhm.
So being your own boss is quite nice, where you can sort of say to yourself, do you know what, I'm going to relax this morning and see how I feel this afternoon. Where if you're in a typical 9 to 5 job, that's really hard for someone to understand who maybe doesn't suffer with anxiety, for
yeah.
instance. But it's good that you found that as well. And with regards to the YouTube side, what was your reason for starting YouTube?
Well, I was actually watching guys like yourself. It was watching, uh, Car Boot Chris and
Yeah.
Rich, Night's Life, and
Mhm.
like we watched all them before we were reselling, but we never commented or anything like that. And
Sure.
obviously George Ross and the bigger ones as well, Nick and Andrew.
Yeah. Nick. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were watching all them anyway, and I was picking up tips of what to pick up. But
Mhm.
like I said, I was just lofting it or um
Just not selling
I,
it, just buying it,
yeah,
but not
not
selling
selling it. So I kind of thought, well, I'm never going to do this.
it. Mhm.
And then so when I got the help with the anxiety, then I was just like,
I'm going to film.
yeah, I
I was
started
like,
to get
that's mad because
I
he was
started to
so
get more
unsociable.
confidence and just
Mm.
I said, well, I'm just going to go out and well, I saved up money for a camera first of all because I wanted to do
Yeah.
it properly. So I
Mhm.
saved up money for a DJI Osmo,
Yeah.
because that at the time I thought that was better than the GoPro. Like it was,
Yeah. I think it depends on what you prefer. I think they all kind of
yeah,
do the same kind of thing at the
exactly,
end
yeah.
of the day.
It just this appealed to me more, and it was cheaper at the time because you were getting a
Mhm.
good deal with like 3 batteries. So I decided to pick that up, and was it about July, and then I started the YouTube channel in August, and I just said at first I was just going to never show my face type thing, and I just show that I thought, well, I don't have to speak because we're a bit funny because we're Scottish. Like, some people can't understand us.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when we go into full flow Scottish mode.
Fifers talk
Yeah.
fast as well, so we'll have to
No,
slow it
cool.
down a bit.
Yeah.
Talking of the understanding, I received a message from I saw on Mel's Instagram, back from Burnout Mel, and she posted up a video earlier today about whether the people in the UK pronounce microwave microwave, because she saw a video. And I replied saying, Mel, it's definitely not how we pronounce it. I said, I know you think from Australia we're all posh in the UK, but that is definitely not how we do it. Yeah, so she doesn't believe whether I'm telling the truth now. So if she ever speaks to you, please tell her it is pronounced microwave, so we can.
We will.
Yeah, I was the same when I started doing YouTube. Whether I wanted to do things such as this, where it's, you know, myself and people are seeing my face and stuff, or whether I just wanted the camera pointing outwards like a car boot sales. And I was watching your guys' video actually yesterday, I believe, where you go to a lot of jumble sales.
Yeah.
And it seems like the one I was watching yesterday, you built up a really good rapport with someone who obviously runs the jumble sale, which allows you then to film in it, because my ones local to me do not like resellers and they don't want us filming in there. Yeah. So it's good that you can show that content, because everyone sees the boot sales and stuff, but not many people get to see jumble sales, which is what I really like.
It's a different sort of atmosphere in the jumble sales. It's like constant noise, background noise, you know.
There's a buzz.
Yeah, there's a buzz. It's like, and you get a buzz for what you buy as well. So
amazing. No, good stuff. Okay, what we'll do, we'll jump in the chat quickly. And then today what I wanted to do is just really talk about Q4 plans. As I mentioned to you before we come on the live, I'm nowhere near as organised as I wish I was. I'll be interested to find out what you guys are planning, and also what other people in the chat have planned as well. But let's just jump through. So the reseller kid was first, so thank you for jumping in.
Peter.
Leanne's in, so hi Leanne. Chop busy, work bang bang, who I only discovered last week. He actually lives close to me. I think he's in Woking. I'm in Addlestone, so just down the road. Tap Peddler's in. Hiya. I saw you was doing a premiere, so I will catch up on that later. Sorry, I didn't know it was going to clash at the same time. Sorry, but, yeah, I will jump back in there later on today. Pete's Retro Collectibles, hiya, thank you for coming in. The Organised Hustle is in. Limelight Vinty, hi all, working whilst listening. I hope you're okay. Yeah, I do that a lot with a lot of the YouTube stuff now. I tend to listen as well as watch. And if you can't,
I do that a lot as well. Yeah.
Richard, welcome as well. Let me just see whether I've missed anyone. Oh yeah, Johnny Fortercoats, hiya. I've seen you in a few lives before. I love the name. The Gentleman Marketeer. Hi all, hope everyone's having a great day. Yeah, I'm having an okay day. The weather's not great, so working down the shed is noisy because that rain's banging off the roof, as I mentioned to you guys, which is why I've moved inside. So talking of GoPro, so the reseller kid also does really good videos. I've watched a lot of your stuff as well. Still uses the GoPro 3 that I've had for well over 2 years, being my trusty car boot sale camera. We'll have to upgrade soon. So yeah, I think the GoPros do last the length of time. I mean, I went straight for the GoPro 10 just because I thought if I'm going to do it, I might as well go in at the latest version. And yeah, they're really easy to use, but I think all the cameras are similar, like I mentioned. I think it depends on what you can get on with best, but they all do the same thing at the end of the day. As long as they can upload footage that you can put on YouTube, that's all you need from it. The Organised Hustle is saying about jumble sales. So never find a jumble sale near me. So where do you guys find your jumble sales? So if you're going to look for a jumble sale, how do you go about that?
It's really through word of mouth, or like, you know, like posters in places, or Facebook. I'll say I've seen a boot sale or
Facebook, and like that. And definitely word of mouth is a big one. Just making connections, and then you find out for like a friend of a friend, there's a jumble sale up at such and such a location, and then I don't drive, so I get me and my friend Michael go up. He drives us up, and It's on every month, so hopefully I'll get some footage every month now. So
yeah, it's great you've got that regular one as well. I'm the same. I use Facebook a lot of the times to find out where they are. Normally in the events section on Facebook, if people have listed up correctly, you'll find them in there. So I would always say there, even like things like Gumtree, a lot of people don't use it anymore, but sometimes people will post it on Gumtree. So it might be worth looking there. But I think word of mouth works as well. I mean, I've got Peter Ray's Adventures, for instance, in my local area as well. So he will message me and he'll say, are you going to this jumble trail on Sunday? And half the time I'm like, what jumble trail on Sunday? So it's quite good that people are quite forthcoming in the reseller community to not kind of hide it and keep it secret, hush, hush. It's a case of, do you know what, if we see each other, at least we can have a chat and stuff as well, which is always nice. So let's talk about Q4. And if anyone in the chat wants to join, and that'd be great to talk about the plans for Q4. So what are your plans for Q4? And I know that's a sort of loaded question and there's lots of answers to that, but what kind of things do you look to change for Q4? Or is there anything you've got planned that you're going to be trying more of? Or are you going to be up in the listings? What's your sort of goals for that?
We did a little list.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's more than I've done. Already, you're one step ahead of planning for Q4 tonight. You've got a list. So coming in, what's on the list? Let's talk through the list.
Yeah. So we're going to, in regards to what we're thinking about listing, I've been keeping consoles aside, like Wii's and PS2s, like things like that. I've been trying to keep them rather than list them during the summer. Christmas jumpers.
Of course.
Good quality ones.
Good quality ones,
because we made the mistake last time.
Last year when we were first into it, we bought like pretty much anything that was a Christmas jumper, even if it was cheap. But then we were putting on for like £5 that wasn't selling.
Not worth your time.
Yeah. So but the good quality ones were selling. So
yeah, definitely. Some good money on
we always sell toys, so but even more toys. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, very good category to be in for Christmas.
Yeah. Winter jackets, ugly vintage jumpers.
Yeah.
You want to say
ugly sells. We all know that in the reselling game. That ugly sells. The more ugly it is, the quicker it sells.
And we've put like Christmas bedding and throws because obviously people
with
are
the
going to want
situation,
to have cozy blankets and vintage Christmas musical light up items because they could be quite expensive to buy new.
They can, yeah. Talking of them, at the car boot this weekend, I walked past a snowman and a Santa Claus in the box, both light ups, and they're both 50p. And it was only when I got home and started editing the footage, I clocked them on the store. I didn't even see them when I was there, and I was thinking 50p each. I should have grabbed them because they will sell quickly.
Hopefully next week.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. Yeah. So you're obviously going a lot for the sort of seasonal items in the sense of, like you said, the jackets and the Christmas theme stuff as well.
Yeah.
So will you tend to then, if you list them up for, say, I don't know, you might start listing them up in October, for instance.
Yeah.
When it gets to after Christmas, would you then take them down and kind of store them away until next year, or would you just leave them up and hope someone buys Christmas items in February, March time?
You took them down last year, didn't you?
Yeah, I took some of them down last year, the low value ones, and some of the sort of higher value things I was reducing. So I would just like not buy like half or anything, but I would take a good amount off just to try and get them shifted. And a lot of the time they would sell, even thick coats and stuff like that still sell in summer because people, obviously it's winter somewhere, so
I found that with the Christmas stuff I had, because the back end of last year I went to an auction and I got loads of Disney Christmas ornaments, and I paid £70 for the whole bundle. I think there was about 10 ornaments, and I kind of done my research beforehand to know they would go quite well. But funnily enough, I hardly sold any before Christmas, but January, February time they all sold.
Really?
So kind of thing, and they want to prepare for next Christmas early. But also, similar to yourself, I reduced them down a bit in price.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes your prices can be quite high going up to Christmas because you know it's going to be popular, and then suddenly reduce it right down.
Yeah.
I mean, to give you an example, I got a couple of vintage Guns N' Roses items the other day, a t-shirt, and a shirt.
Beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. But then I looked online and I've noticed Guns N' Roses are currently touring up until the end of the year. Not in the UK, but America, Brazil, I think it was. So I need to get myself in gear and get them listed up because it's the perfect time to sell them at the highest price possible. But some items will always sell. It's one of them. Sorry, go on, Tam.
Oh no, I was just going to say I actually done something similar to that. I found a Kate Bush T-shirt. Because of Stranger Things, Kate Bush was really into that. Yeah. And I just so happened to find one, and I got it listed up the same day, and I think it went for £50.
Yeah,
just an old tour T-shirt, but
it's amazing.
And it was quite wrecked as well. So
yeah, I think it all depends on. Yeah, it has to be with the trend sometimes, and as morbid as it sounds, but I mean, I could think of an example when Meatloaf died. Some of the records were going for £60-70 that people couldn't get £10 for.
Yeah,
and then suddenly. After a few weeks' time, they drop back to normal price.
Everybody's got them still up high, expecting them to sell.
Exactly. Let me just jump onto one of these things here. So, Chop is saying, look on websites of jumbles like RSPCA or hospices who are in need the funds and run jumbles. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, spot on. You'll make a lot from blankets this year. Absolutely. I was speaking to someone the other day who said they're tempted to go to Poundland or a pound shop and buy all the candles, little tea light candles.
Yeah.
Because they think at some point they're going to completely sell out. So it's interesting how people are kind of planning to what's going on in the world to actually planning for their Q4 and making adjustments for that. I can see the cogs going through your heads and thinking, let me go and buy the candles quick.
Because, I'll text my manager after this.
Yeah, put 20,000 aside, please. Yeah, but it is interesting, isn't it? How you might have to change your way of thinking, and I'm thinking the same for Q4 already. And I was speaking to someone else yesterday who was talking about potentially, I'm not sure whether this is the same in Scotland, but they are talking in January maybe to have a power outage for 3 or 4 days here in the UK. And I'm thinking, what would I do without 4 days of being able to even power up the laptop or list items, or is that going to be the whole thing? So you kind of have to prepare for these kind of things to happen. But you sound like you're quite prepared on Q4 about what kind of items you're going to list up. But do you think you'll list more per day over Q4, or do you kind of have a listing goal that you stick to regularly? What's your listing format? Because a lot of people sometimes will have 100 items and list them all up at the same time. People like myself might spread them out over the course of a week, etc. But what do you guys tend to do?
I do all the actual listing, but I try to keep very consistent, list every day. I always try to do at least five listings a day. But my main aim is for 6 to 8 listings a day. And if I can get that, I'm quite happy.
Sure.
But for Q4, I definitely want to up it to about 10 a day.
Yeah.
So that's the big goal for listing, is get up to 10 a day. Because we hover around 400 listings on the store.
Sure.
Up or down 10, 20. But I would like to get the store up to about 500.
Nice.
I think that is the one of the goals I've got, just because my thinking is if you average out maybe like 1 sale every 100, that would be 5 sales a day, and that would, depend on what they are, that could keep us going.
Yeah, of course. And even doing it part-time, that's a good number of sales. If you can, especially in Q4, if you can get even up to 6 or 7 sales a day by upping your listing goal as well, that's a good place to be when you are doing it part-time, because you are going to get the sales that might make you £30-40 profit, but you are going to get the sales in there that's going to make you maybe £5 or £10 profit. But it quickly adds up. And I've seen that more so recently, where I might have 8 or 10 sales in a day, and there'll be some days where I might have made £60 from them 8 or 10 sales. but other days I might have 3 or 4 sales that I've made £200. So
Exactly,
you have to have a mix of things in your store, really, because it does quickly add up. We've got DB Resells in the chat. Hi, Damien. Thanks for popping in with us.
Hi,
so with regards to sourcing them, because that is one of my worries coming into Q4. I think a lot of resellers have the same issue, because unless you've got a supplier, car boot sales are going to close, I would say, probably in the next 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks if you're lucky, depending on if you can find an indoor car boot, of course. So how do you know? Oh, okay. So that could work for you guys.
It's just a small one, but we don't rely on car boots at all.
Okay, so this is interesting. So how do you source your stock predominantly?
Mostly predominantly charity shops.
Okay. So are the charity shops up where you are reasonably priced then? Because I know where I am in the south of England.
The usual mix of some are shocking and some are reasonable.
Well,
and
most people comment on the videos and say,
most people say you've got good charity shops up there. Yeah, but it's also about finding the stuff that's the charity shops don't know it's worth anything.
Of course,
basically. You know, that not the big items that are designer items that they're always going to price up, but other items that are sort of left field but still worth decent profit.
I found it really good that you still got that as a way of sourcing, because when I first started reselling, charity shops was something I used all the time. And I had a local one to me. I'd probably pop in 3 or 4 times a week because I got to know the manager. I was very upfront from the start, you know, that I'm a reseller. It's what I do as my job. And she says, I love people like you because you're the people who will come in. You'll spend lots of money with us. You'll take away lots of our stuff that we might not have time to process. You'll make some money from it and you'll keep coming back to us. And
that's the attitude all of them should have.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
You don't get that with a lot of charity shops.
No.
And it was really frustrating because she used to put stuff out the back for me. So I remember one time I walked in and she had 3 IKEA bags full of Bose speakers. And she said, I've had this donated. Do you want it, basically? And I said, yeah, I'm interested. And she was like, give me £10 for the lot. And I said to her, no, it's too cheap. I said, look, I'm going to pay you £30 because I know I can make some good money off this. Yeah. And we had that kind of relationship. And then she left the charity shop. And since then, I've been in there. And now they've got the whole thing. There's a sign on the window. Our price this much, eBay price this much. And so straight away, you've got the people who are pricing up. And I appreciate the need to make money like any business has to do. But they've got such an overflow of stock where now they don't even accept donations because they've got too much to get rid of as well. So it's really difficult here. But I guess you're right. It's finding the right charity shops. Yes. There'll be some where they're priced reasonably and others aren't.
Yeah, some of the connections as well. I'm the same as you. I've got people who know. Most of them know I'm a reseller. And some of them will price accordingly for that. But other ones will be like, well, I can just
add a bit more.
I could get rid of stuff or add a bit more, depending.
You got a good deal on the bike shoes, didn't you?
Yeah, and even some like I've been like if they've got lots of things for like 50p, say. I'll say, look, I'll buy the whole lot, but I can't spend 50p on the whole lot.
Can you do me a deal on the lot?
And you could do a deal, and I don't know if that's.
Well, you're asking.
Yeah, I'm asking. I'm not saying I'm going to give you £3 for that. I'll say,
no,
what would you do? For a
deal? Of course, and I know some people. It's a fine line.
Well, because I know them. Because I know them as well, and they know what I do. It's like, we can get rid of the stuff and you can get a nice deal.
I think it's one of them taboo subjects, really, about negotiating in a charity shop. I think a lot of people feel, because, I mean, you wouldn't go into Tesco's, pick up some meat and say, oh, I'll tell you what, I'll give you £2 instead of the £3 you're asking for. Usually the club card to do that. But I think a lot of people are scared to actually just be nice about it and ask in the charity shop, look, I'm interested in buying 15 items from you. The price at 50p each. Could you do me a deal of everything all together? And I think you'll be surprised of how many of the charity shops will actually say to you, absolutely. You know, the more you buy, I'm happy to give you a discount because we're here to sell the stuff and you're serious about buying it all. And you might walk away with 2 items at 50p each, and we might be sitting on these other 10 items for 6 months. So I think it's the way you go about it, and I completely agree. If you go in and something's priced at £10, and you go in and say, "Oh, I'll give you £2 for it," that's different. That's like being at a car boot sale negotiating, but you're doing it in a nice way. Let me just jump into the chat here. So Leanne says, "My brother-in-law comes from, is it
Tam's just going to
Newborough?"
fix the fish tank. It's making a terrible noise.
No,
Sorry,
that's all right.
everybody
This
mad.
is the joy of lives. Is it Newborough? Is that Newborough, Scotland?
Newborough, yep.
Newborough, Scotland, and I'm joining him and his sister in Jan for a week's holiday, hoping to hit some charity shops then, as he knows where the good ones are. Yeah, I think that's also a good point as well. Speak to even other resellers in your area. So you might think that they might not give away all their tips and tricks, but there is so much stuff to go around that I even find that at car boot sales, I will stop and talk to other resellers. We'll talk about what we picked up. And there's been many a times when I've gone up to a stall and seen something I know another reseller would really like, and I brought it for them. And I've gone up to their trolley and said, "Look, I've got you a little something," and they'll do the same for me. So I think it's about building that relationship. So yeah, I would say, Leanne, nearer the time, speak to other resellers as well and find out where the good ones are potentially as well.
Yeah.
Where are we here?
I think
Or
it's
just
friendly network resellers. So also, like,
it's one of the best
them
communities.
seem to be
Yeah,
really lovely.
especially the sort of YouTube community.
I was about to say the YouTube community has been amazing. And I expected it to be more competitive to what it is, when actually people are just there to support other channels and to support each other. So I found that really good, because YouTube is a bit like eBay. It can feel quite lonely at times. But actually, when you have the support of other people and you go onto other people's lives and they're putting your channel in their chat, etc. And that's another point. If anyone's in here today and wants me to promote their channel, chuck it in the lives. And of course, I'll put your channel in the description at the end as well, so we can promote your channel afterwards as well. Yeah, absolutely. So Damien's made a good point here. All the charity shops just closed. Lost or losing 3 charity shops in my town this month. Yeah, I've seen the same. I've seen a lot of charity shops closing down because they're not profitable. But I think that all comes from the head office. I think if you speak to anyone directly in the shop, they want to sell as much as they can, and they're happy to work out deals and are happy to price accordingly. So resellers, for instance, can make some money. But you have to also, on the flip side, understand that a charity shop's not there for just resellers. It's for people who can't afford to buy stuff. But if you're pricing at eBay prices and they can't afford to shop on eBay, they're going to struggle to shop in the charity shop as well. So I think it's that fine line, and we can talk about charity shops, I think, for weeks and months, and I'm sure lots of other people who resell do as well. But I think you've got it good there, where you know the ones to avoid, you know the ones to go into, because then you're not wasting your time going into certain shops and spending the afternoon basically getting anything. Here we go. Can the Chazzers, I love the word Chazzers, can the Chazzers afford the electric? Could be more closing. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? They're a business at the end of the day, and their electric's going to go up like everyone else. So can they remain open? Are they making enough money? Which is why maybe some are going to start closing.
Yeah. Will they not get discounts with them being like charity?
Possibly, but what is the discount these days?
Yeah,
that's the truth, isn't it? If they're raising it right up, they might give you a penny off, maybe, if you're lucky, and they'll call it a discount. So Johnny Ford quote. So instead of asking for discount, you could phrase it to ask for the total. They can choose to just add up the amount or give a discount. Yeah, that's a great idea. I've done that at the till sometimes and said, look, I'm buying quite a bit from you today. Let me know what it is. Let me know what I owe you for all of this stuff, kind of thing. And I think if you word it that way, they sometimes do kind of say, well, I'll chuck this in for free, or, oh, don't worry about this one. I won't charge you for this one. Yeah. But I think what you said earlier, Tam, is all about building that relationship with that person. Because once you walk in there and they know you by name, then you know you're at a good place with them, because they're always going to keep stuff aside for you, or they're going to do you a good deal without even having to ask. Yeah. DB Resells, one of them is British Heart Foundation, so I'm not crying over that one. I must admit, British Heart Foundation is the most expensive charity shop in the South, especially in my area.
Anymore? No, that one closed.
Yeah. They actually, I saw an advert on one of them the other week where they were advertising for an eBay lister at British Heart to work in the shop. because I know they've got the website, but I think they're trying to get someone in the shop to pick out the good stuff to then list on eBay in the shop. So it's an interesting job. So I get why they're doing it, but it will put off people going in there to buy, even the general public, because they're thinking it's just going to all be online eBay prices. So, and yeah, Chop Chop's made a great point. The community is generally happy to see another reseller get a home run from an item picked up. Yeah, I never watch anyone else's videos and think, oh, that's not fair. How come they got that? It's more of a case of, I'm pleased they got that. What a fine that is. I hope I come across something like that as well.
Yeah.
So you've mentioned charity shops as your main source. Do you do any Facebook pickups? Do you use Facebook Marketplace for pickups? And how do you find that?
Yeah, we've used that quite a lot. It's I'll try and get sort of bulk deals.
Yeah,
that's one of my strategies for Q4 as well, is to get bulk deals rather than individual items.
Okay.
So Facebook and Gumtree, I'm looking quite a lot. And if I could get
toys and collectibles,
I like a lot of toys for a good price, then sell them off individually.
Sure,
that works better for us.
Do you do any marketing yourself to find that? And the reason I ask is because I had on my live on Monday, I had Bo from America who was talking about a post he done on Facebook to actually kind of put it out there what you are looking for. So in your case, it would be a post saying I'm looking for toys and collectibles, i.e. Action Men, Pokemon, whatever it may be, to actually get them to see that, to come to you instead of them having to post it up on Marketplace, save them a bit of time, etc. So have you done any of that kind of marketing before to try and collect stock?
We've not done it yet. And I think the main reason for that is we've not built up a good backlog funds.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, like, so we can go out and do that. It's sort of like, we've got money this week, so we can do that this week. But if we do, we're hoping to build up a good backlog of funds, and then
to be able to
do things like that. Like, say, you got any old toys, and then we're going to have the money to buy them, sort of thing, if a really good deal comes up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. I think you need to have the funds behind you to do it as well, because I think with the toy category, especially collectibles as well, people value their stuff quite high as well. So you might still be able to make some good profit on it, but it might cost you more up front to buy it and to make that purchase price. So, okay, good. So Facebook's another one. So I'm also, and I don't know whether you guys have it in Scotland, there's an app called Nextdoor. Which is similar to Facebook in a way, but it's like a community app. So it's a community app for your local area, but they have a for sale page on there as well. So I try and source a bit from there. Have had some success in the past. During lockdown 1, do you remember when the Wiis were stupid money? So we were picking up Wii bundles for about £10 or £15 off people, and they were selling overnight for 100 easily. And now you can't get £15 for a Wii again. It's dropped back to where it was. So I'm trying that. So do you feel you're going to be able to get enough stock over Q4 then to tide you by, especially this side of Christmas then? Because you've got the indoor boot sale you mentioned, you've got your charity shops, you've got Facebook as well, and the jumble sale, which is, you said, is every month. Is that correct?
Yeah, once a month.
Gumtree as well.
And Gumtree,
How is Gumtree up in Scotland? Because Gumtree in the south especially, it was good at one point, but now it's hardly used. So what's it like there?
To be honest, it isn't great, but it's still worth a look.
Tam usually gets the £5 plush bundle bags.
It is worth a look, just like Facebook. Up here, it is worth a look. But again, most of them just price their stuff too high.
Sort of just go above the market, and you can't make any money on it. And I think that is difficult sometimes, because a lot of people will, and that's absolutely fine, look on eBay before they price it up. And then for the end user, it's fine because that's the price it should be. But for us as resellers, we need to be well below that to even make any profit as well.
That's another reason for the bulk deals, because usually you can get a lower price and still make a lot more splitting up.
Yeah, I try and do that a lot of car boot sales more so now, where I might say to someone, is it okay to start making a pile up on your stall, of the stuff I'm interested in, and then getting a one-off price at the end. I think a lot of people know that, because if they're pricing items at £2, £3, £4, £5 each, once you make a bulk deal, the amount of times you've got 12 items in your hand and they'll say, I'll just quote 30 quid or 20 quid. And you think, if I ask for these separately, it's going to be a lot more.
Yeah.
So the Organised Hustle says British Heart is closed too. Cancer Research taken their place as the most expensive charity shop near me. I think it all depends on area. I think every area is completely different. We've started on the charity shop here. See, I went charity shopping yesterday. It is so much time to get around multiple shops. I think that's why I stopped. I think I was just going from charity shop to charity shop and thinking I could be sourcing elsewhere to find the stock I need down here just because it's expensive.
Yeah,
because others are down the high street. They're all, you know, within
a small area.
distance.
We can do them all in like an hour and a half or something.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because most of mine are split apart. And you've got to sort of travel to each one or each town to go and have a look at them.
Yeah.
So, Line My Vinci Tam has got a question for you. Do you ever do retail arbitrage from Poundland? That's interesting. What can you say on the stream, actually? No comment.
I've not yet, but it would be something I could consider if something decent comes in.
Yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, tea light candles, which are going to be the next big thing.
My boss knows exactly like what I do and stuff.
Yeah.
My other part-time job, so I can get boxes from there and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, that's handy when it comes to posting as well. So, Leanne says we have Facebook groups in Winchester called I Need a Whisk, which is all free stuff. I often get rid of free stuff on there, plus obtain things, plus free cycle too. Yeah, free cycle is an interesting one because I don't mind admitting, I'll admit on the stream that I've got many of stuff from free cycle that I have sold on eBay. I don't mind admitting that, but I know it's frowned upon by a lot of people as well. So what's your guys' thoughts on that, on getting free items to sell on eBay?
I guess it depends on the item. Like, I don't know if it's maybe an item that's like going to really help somebody that's vulnerable, then I don't think I would like that. But if it's just like toys or something that's, you know, it's not essential for somebody's way of living, then I've no problem with it at all.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think I wouldn't get anything like baby items. Or that kind of thing, you know, if it's like a sterilizer machine, that kind of thing, I would kind of think no, actually. But if someone's giving away a Denon hi-fi system, I don't mind writing to them. And actually, I'm quite honest on that as well. I let the person know, you know, I'm a reseller. That's what I do as my job. If you're happy for me to have it, great. But if not, please offer it to someone else. Because I think I've always been like that. I've always been really transparent into what I do. I'm proud of what I do at the end of the day, but I know at times it has this taboo over the whole reselling thing, and some people don't like it. And again, at car boots, with the, I don't know if you've had much experience with this, but when you have the camera on, you will get people say to you, "What's with the camera?"
Oh, lots of times.
And I say to them, I say I'm a reseller. I sell on eBay, and surprisingly, people love watching. Yeah, I've got a YouTube channel, and surprisingly, people love watching me walk around a car boot sale and pick up items. And they're like, really? What, people watch this? I was like, yeah, absolutely. And I give them my channel name and I say to them, if you don't want to appear on camera, let me know and I'll make sure you're not on there. Here's my channel name so you can see. But yeah, I said, go and watch it because people like the fact of that. And I said, I've spent hours and hours and months and years watching other people buy stuff at car boot sales. So yeah, I think free cycle is great, but I'm with you on that. I think as long as you're not picking up stuff that is going to be so beneficial to someone.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've got no issue with that as well. So Neil and Jan, hi. I think it's probably Neil's jumped in, but Jan, if you're there as well, hiya. Thanks for jumping in with us.
Hello.
DB resells. I find the quality of their stock drops during the summer. Once boot sales finish, they tend to get more donations and therefore better stock. So on charity shops again, whether they siphon it off to their own eBay stores. Yeah. So as I said, I know British Heart have an eBay store. So I've been told by someone in British Heart, because I've asked about, do they have any video games or electricals out the back I can have a look at? And they've openly said to me, they put all them on eBay because they know they're good money.
Yeah.
And that's fair enough.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think they do
for the charity, and that's where they should be putting the stuff, not out in the shop.
So
higher value stuff.
Leo Real Sales here. Tea light candles, big money makers soon. You've heard it here first, okay? So if you lot start seeing tea light candles go sky high, you can all send me a thank you because after this chat, I'm off to Tesco's to buy all the tea light candles. I'm joking, by the way. It's not something I'm going to be doing, but it's interesting to see things like that. You mentioned earlier heavy jackets, blankets, heated blankets. I've seen a lot of people now buying heated blankets and stuff. So if you can find a supplier of them, it might not be a bad place to go because a lot of people aren't going to have the heating on and they're going to be looking at other ways to heat the house and heat themselves as well.
The thing with that is because it's people are really going to need and it's essential, then as long as you price it well, I think as well. And there's probably going to be a lot of people pricing up blankets and stuff.
Do you remember hand sanitizer during the first lockdown? People were charging £80 for a bottle of hand sanitizer, and people were paying it. So I agree. I hope it doesn't go that way. I hope it doesn't go the way where people use it to make themselves as much money as possible and don't care about anyone else. Because I don't think that's us as a country, and I think sometimes it can be like that. As you said, they're hand sanitizers. I couldn't believe it. And now you see the people who are left with boxes and boxes of hand sanitizers who are giving them away. Because they're worth nothing anymore. So it is funny. So Leanne said sometimes the items listed on those groups do not go and are taken to the tip. Yeah, so that's where I see it. They can't. That's the last sort of chance saloon for them items. Funnily enough, I'd rather pick up something free from Trash Nothing than if someone's giving away something for free on Facebook Marketplace when it comes to them kind of things, because I do see Trash Nothing as kind of, I'm going to put it on here, and if it hasn't gone within the next day, I'm taking it down the tip. And a lot of people say that to me, this has saved me a trip down the tip. Yeah. So, I completely agree. So before I was a reseller, I got a bit miffed when the same guy kept picking up free cycle items and realized he was reselling. The reason I put on there was for people who are in need of them. Yeah, like we were just saying there. And I've had the same actually, because I'm happy enough to put stuff on free cycle myself. And it's always the same couple of people who message to come and collect it. And then now I know that people who resell can be in need too. I have to resell to pay bills. Yeah. And I think sometimes that's ignored. I think people see resellers as these people who just are money hungry and want to get everything really cheap to sell really high. But this is how we put a roof over our heads. Yeah. And that's it. If I don't make money on eBay this month, we struggle to pay the mortgage. Exactly. If I struggle to pay the mortgage, I lose my house. So am I in need as much as the next person? You can look at it that way. But I think there's certain items, as I mentioned, that I wouldn't pick up because actually I feel someone could be in need more. And I'm the same what you were saying earlier. If someone was giving away, for instance, an electric blanket tomorrow, I wouldn't be interested in getting it because I know for myself, I can afford to buy an electric blanket myself. And there's going to be many other people who can't afford it, and especially the elderly who need it more than I do. I can put the heating on. The money's going to come out of my account. It's going to be a bit more, yes. But there's so many older people who won't even be able to afford to heat their house. And so I'd rather it go to them. And that's the way I look at it as well. Yeah, Limelight Vinty, I'm the same. One of them massive oversized jumpers. Yeah, hoodies. I've been putting off for about 3 years of buying a hoodie because I was like, I can't get one.
This is the year, James.
I think it's justified now. So if you see me doing any YouTube lives in December with the hoodie on, you can't judge me because I feel I've waited long enough. Yeah. So what are your plans then for YouTube then? Because watching your videos are really good and it comes across like you really enjoy it. And I know at the start you mentioned about you enjoy it as well. So where do you want your channel to grow? Have you got any ideas for your channel and what kind of things you want to do in the future? Or are you at this stage just enjoying putting out the content and seeing what works and what doesn't? Because that's where I am. I'm trialing and erroring at the moment to see what works.
Yeah, you're doing really well, James.
You're doing amazing.
Well, we'll speak about that. So I feel like I'm doing well because I've been monetized in 7 weeks, but that video really helped me to do well. And I don't mind admitting I put myself there, but I was in the right place at the right time because I caught the clip. I used that clip as part of the kind of enticement to watch the video. Yeah. And then YouTube picked up on it and it went crazy and it got to 154,000. Wow. And then literally as expected, it hit that point and then it went bang. And so I was going from 3,000 views an hour to yesterday, I had 230 views in the whole day. So it's kind of like you have to put yourself there, but sometimes the algorithm will just pick up on it as well. But yeah, so what are your guys' plans in for it?
Well, we are. I like. I really like the editing side.
He
So
loves to edit.
I want to learn even more about editing.
Yeah.
And we love making videos as well.
Mm.
And love getting the nice comments.
Chatting
So
with people.
we're happy like that people enjoy the videos. We really
Yeah,
didn't
that
think
they watch
anybody would enjoy the videos.
I'm the same. I'm completely the same. When I started it, I thought, you know, I'll be lucky to get 10 subscribers. I'll be lucky to get 5 views on the video. You feel that because you're like, you know what? I'm just showing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But people warm to you as people. And I think that's what's really important when doing YouTube as well. And as I said, I've watched your stuff and it's really enjoyable, but you guys make that enjoyable.
That's
and
good.
I think that's really important.
you.
But talking of comments, have you had any negative comments yet?
Not
Because
many.
I remember my first one, and I was sad for about 2 hours about it. Because I think it was something along the lines of, this is as boring as watching paint dry. I'd rather watch the grass grow in my back garden. And I was like, wow, I'm only showing my boot sale, you know, but
I think
I
that
think
comes from you like blown up so quickly. You're obviously going to get a huge range of people, especially with that video that done superbly.
Yeah,
you're going to get people right. What just it's come on their screen, and they're like, "What's this?"
Yeah.
Whereas with our videos that don't get pushed as much, then it's mostly the people that subscribers that watch it, sort of,
who comment and stuff. Yeah,
feel the need to comment, sort of thing. But I think as you go up, you're going to get more negative, you know.
Yeah, I think that comes with it.
Yeah,
you're putting yourself out.
Too many, no.
Yeah, touch wood.
Yeah, so far.
Good.
I'm sure if we ever do get more subs than that.
Yeah, I quickly realised you can't please everyone, and that's the truth. There's going to be some people who really love what you guys do and love what I do. There's going to be some people who hate it. I've had the comments such as, you know, you resellers are greedy and all this stuff, and you're going to get all of this stuff. But then I look at it and think you might get 3 negative comments, but you receive hundreds of positive comments.
Exactly.
And we all do that. We all focus on the negatives. I know that. That's a natural thing. Yeah, it's crazy. But actually, what I will say is the community have been really supportive for me. And as I said at the start, you guys have been as well. Even before having a channel, when I used to jump in Nick Hill's lives, for instance, or Cooking Hayden's live and said hello, you were always the first two to say hi back to me. So this is why I reached out to you guys and said, I want you to come on, because I was really keen to get people on who have kind of supported me before the growth as well. So I really appreciate that. So let me just jump into the comments as well. So Neil and Jan, we are resellers. Stock blocks going off to landfill. Yeah, we just discussed it. Absolutely right. We do. So there's lots of stuff we could just take to the tip and we list on eBay. And after an amount of time, we either try and sell it on to another reseller or someone else, or there is some things that just can't be avoided going to the tip. But I agree. If I can sell it on to someone else and someone else can use it, I'd rather do that. We got Landon in from the US, so I speak to Landon quite a bit. Really cool guy. We were talking yesterday a bit more about him starting YouTube. He's really into his art. He does some really good art. So I was saying to him about maybe he can do a channel. It doesn't have to be about reselling because he's a reseller as well. It could be about his art because it's really cool. So fingers crossed. Hi, Tam and Belle and James. First time watching you, James. Well, thank you for coming in. Hope you've enjoyed the live today and the first time watching me, Becky. So I appreciate that. Oh, here we go. We've got some nice comments. This is what I was pushing for when I was like, I've had some nasty comments, please. Love both your channels.
The fashion work.
Yeah. And absolutely. Belle's craft channel too. I've been watching a bit of that, Belle, because obviously crafting's not my thing, but my wife is really into crafting and stuff as well. So
that's another goal we want is.
Yeah. How are you enjoying that? Are you enjoying making content for that?
I do. Well, Tam's always like, you're doing it anyway, so you might as well just film it, you know?
Yeah, film what you're doing.
Yeah. So when I get time, obviously, being a mummy, 2 boys and that, it's try to find time to film and have a clean space to film with all the toys and things. But I do enjoy it.
It is hard, like, when you're first starting, like I said there, we put like a lot of effort into one video in particular.
Oh yeah, I was
like,
excited about that one.
It was like 47 minutes long and I had like 17 crafts in it. I
Just
spent
flops.
days editing it, and then it was like
Yeah.
56 views.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. And the trouble
I know.
is, you do that. Sometimes the videos you spend 10 minutes editing do the
Yeah.
best. And then
Yeah.
I'm the
Like
same. I can
one
spend
take,
hours
and you
editing.
can't even, and you think it's rubbish, and then it just goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, the more your channel grows as well, you've got to remember every single subscriber you get, they might go and watch a backlog of stuff as well.
That's
And so
true,
that'll
yeah.
grow. And it just takes it takes some views and something just to happen with YouTube for it to blow up. I mean, like my video, as I said, I wasn't expecting it. I didn't put out the video and think this is going to be huge.
Yeah.
It was no different in my eyes to what I put out already. But I
Yeah.
think you just get to the point where YouTube loves it for some reason and push it. I don't understand all the algorithm. I can go
Yeah,
on for days
exactly.
about how I don't get it. So
You try and do everything according to the rules of the algorithm.
what you should do, yeah. And sometimes
And then-
going against it helps.
and then nothing works. It's like-
Because talking of the algorithm, funnily enough, I had a message from Married to Reselling. I've been speaking to them quite a bit as well, Faye and Simon, and he messaged me and he was basically like, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but your video that's blown up, you've got no like tags on it, you've got nothing such as that, like rated tags. But he was
Yeah.
like, I'm not being nasty, but how's this happened? And I said, I don't know myself. So I said, I'm not going to add tags to it because it will slow it down.
Yeah.
So I should have blamed him, really. He jinxed it. But no, they're good guys as
Yeah.
well. And we're going to do a chat actually, hopefully soon, where we can talk about the algorithm because he's really into analytics. And I don't understand it as much as he does. So what I'll do anyway, at the end, I'll link both your channels to the chat as well at the bottom in the comments. So if anyone's not following either of you two, I'll make sure they do. I'll ask them at the end as well. If Tam loves editing, can he do mine? Might finally get a video done then. Yeah, absolutely. Tam can do all our editing. We'll ship them all out to him because
That's
I'm too busy.
There's where the money
Two
is.
channels.
yeah, it is time
I'm terrible with
consuming.
technology.
I edit
terrible,
bells
so-
as well.
Yeah.
Just out of interest, Tam, what do you use to edit? Because I might be looking for a new program software. I use iMovie because I've got a Mac, but what do you guys use?
I use DaVinci Resolve.
DaVinci Resolve. I'll just make a note of that.
DaVinci Resolve 18, I think it is now. And
Yeah.
it's free on the Mac if you've got a Mac.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Yeah, I've got a Mac. Yeah.
Yeah. It's free and it's super powerful. Like,
The boys like
Amazing.
using it as well.
yeah, it takes a little bit of getting used to, especially from a basic program.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying iMovie's that basic, but
it is quite
it's good.
basic.
Good for beginners, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at
what
the
we
moment.
started on, and then I moved on to it was a VN video editor. That's
Yeah,
quite a
I've
good
heard of
one
it.
for the mobile as
Yeah.
well. If you like editing on a mobile, then VN is a good one, good free
Yeah.
one. But
DaVinci Resolve
DaVinci
18 is good for Mac.
yeah, I've been using it for quite a
Amazing.
few videos now.
Amazing. I'll have a look at that afterwards.
The free version is absolutely fine. You don't need anything from the
Yeah.
paid version at all.
Because I looked at Adobe Pro earlier for editing, and I think it's £20 a month they were going to charge for the premium version. So if you can find something that does everything you need it to do, there's no point paying the £20 a month. So yeah, completely agree. I'll have a look at it afterwards. Thank you, mate.
No problem.
So Lander says, average resellers giving deals compared to retail, not greedy at all, just paying bills like the rest. Yeah, like we discussed, we've all got bills to pay, and this is our job. So we got a Car Parts Reseller UK. Do you resell your Christmas presents? It's it's much greater for sourcing as it's free. Yeah, good point actually. So would I resell Christmas presents? Oh, it depends who it's from, I guess.
Yeah.
But I would find that more difficult, I would say, to resell a Christmas present. And more so, you might have got a Christmas present from someone in the family. You think, oh, do you know what? I don't like this aftershave. But I'll be scared of them looking at my eBay store, especially as I do YouTube now. I don't want them to message me on eBay saying, "Oh, we gave you this. You know, what are you selling that for?" But
that's
do you
a
guys
different
tend to do that?
I guess if it's something like, for example, the boys have been given clothes that are too small.
Yeah.
You know, so sell those because obviously they're not going to get the use out
No
of them.
good.
Or
Yeah.
if it's a doubler thing, you know, if they've got 2 jigsaws or 2 Lego sets. So sell the doubler, I would say.
But we would sometimes say to the person that depending on the person, we'd be like, "Oh, that's a double. You got the receipt."
That's going on eBay.
Say, no, I say it's all right if we sell it.
It's going on eBay. That's good that you're open and honest. Yeah, I'll be too scared of getting caught. So yeah, great information as well. So anyone who doesn't know, Royal Mail they're on strike, Friday. So tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, Friday and Saturday, the 1st of October. So is it the same for you guys in Scotland? Is it a strike there as well? So yeah, if anyone in the UK, then just make sure you are either sending your parcels out today or you are going to wait until next week. eBay has announced I think they sent an email round, or I've seen a post about they're going to make sure that no one gets penalised for that, for late deliveries. But keep an eye on that, because we know sometimes eBay will say
Yeah.
So keep an eye on it. If you get any late deliveries over this period, eBay have said they'll remove them, but they said they do it automatically. But keep an eye on that, because you don't want your late defects going up. I mean, I use Every myself, and even they are delayed, and they've got a message on their website because of Royal Mail. They're going to be delayed because obviously everyone's switching over. So just let your customers know. Most people will understand. There'll be customers who do know it's a strike but still want their parcels delivered on certain times. So you just got to deal with that.
We've had that a few times already.
Where's my parcel? It's like,
we use Yodel.
Okay, so Yodel, but even they might become a bit more busy.
Well,
I think if everyone starts switching over. So Leanne's saying, Tam, as you like editing, look what you've set yourself up for here. Could you do a video about it to help other resellers? I think that's a great idea, because you're passionate about the editing side, and you've said yourself you want to learn more and get better at it. You're probably a better editor than a lot of us, even on YouTube, because my editing is so basic, and that's one thing I'm learning. So a sort of tips and tricks video is really good, because I know even this morning I was looking at iMovie, and I've seen other videos where they do the thing where it zooms in quickly to their face and zooms out, and I spent 10 minutes on YouTube watching a video on how to do that. So if you don't know, you kind of go to YouTube, what I naturally do. So it's a great shout from Leanne to maybe do a sort of beginner's guide potentially to that software, to say to people, as a new beginner, this is what you might do. So it's another idea for a video instead of just the normal stuff that we do of buying and selling. So it might be a good idea for your channel.
Thanks, Leanne.
I've sold or regifted presents loads of times. But do you have a YouTube channel promoting it? And that's the thing I'm scared of now, because I don't want to say, oh, I've had a really good sale, it's this, and then my my auntie say to me, oh, why have you sold that gift I got you? That's the last thing you want. But good point. If you don't like the present, sell it. No point keeping it for the sake of it. Absolutely agree. There's no point in stuff sitting around the house that's going to end up in landfill as well. So I also think that a video giving phone tips for new resellers. I have an iPhone I've picked up from different people over the years, such as Speech When Started, Sold, etc. So funny you mentioned that. I'm actually going to be doing a pre-recorded thing later on with two family members who have just started on eBay. Well, one's been doing eBay for a little bit, but one is literally brand new, where he messaged me basically saying, how do I list an item on eBay? So I'm going to do a bit of a live chat with them, but a pre-record live, for them to basically ask me questions from my knowledge. So I think that's a great idea as well. So there's lots of people coming onto eBay as a platform who don't even know how a listing should be structured, don't know how to take pictures and how to upload pictures. So there's loads of things you can do on your channel, Tam, as well, which I'm trying to do as well, which is kind of the hints and tips for different levels for people who have just starting out day one. It might be people who have been on eBay for 6 months who might want to now get a store, for instance, and do promotions and all of that stuff. So it's always interesting. There's loads of stuff you can do on your channel, which isn't just picking up items and selling items as well. Leanne, great tips today.
Good show.
Thank you for them. So we'll wrap up in a minute. I'll just go through the rest of the chat if we can. So Chris Tyler, I thought the strike was today and tomorrow. Oh, you might be right. I don't know, because I don't use Royal Mail.
But is there another one planned, like at the end of the month?
Hold on. Yeah, someone says end of the month.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is then. So maybe there's a strike today and tomorrow.
There is today and tomorrow, yeah.
And then did he say? Oh yeah, there we are. And the 1st of October. There we are. So there's your strike. So just be cautious of that. eBay hopefully have told customers. I mean, I've seen when I've sold some items recently on eBay, they've extended the dispatch time.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
So I guessing they are taking that into account. So fingers crossed. There we are. Plus the 30th and the 1st. So Okay, perfect. Well, thank you again, both of you, for coming on. I really appreciate it. I know you're a little bit nervous doing a live because it's not something you guys normally do, but I think
Not
you've been
often.
brilliant. And
Thank you.
I really hope in the future you can host a live as well. And you know, I think you come across really well, and people warm to you. And I love your channel. I know a lot of people do. So, talking of that, where can people find you? So, where can they find you on YouTube? What's your channels, and also on Instagram as well?
Well, the main channel is Tam and Belle Sell on YouTube, and Belle's got her own craft channel called Belle's Craft Corner on YouTube.
Yeah.
And Instagram, we're Tam Belle Sell, is it?
Tam Belle Sell
on Instagram.
Nice and easy. As long as it's all the same, it's like mine.
Yeah, and it's the same. Our shop on eBay is Tam Belle Sell.
Amazing.
And we've got a Facebook page now, actually.
Okay, brilliant.
I sort of double post to Instagram and Facebook, so I don't really pay attention.
No, I saw that earlier, and I thought, oh, they posted it twice. They're keen. That's good. But what I will do then, Tam or Belle, if I can ask you to send me on Instagram all of them links afterwards, and then what I will do is put it in the description here so people can give you a follow on all of them platforms as well if they don't on Instagram, etc. But yeah, guys, anyone who's still here with us, we've got 28 live in the chat. Please give them both a follow and show them some support as well. They've put out some really good content, especially on the crafting section as well. You know, it's slightly different to reselling, but actually it's really fun to watch. So yeah, thank you again for coming on. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have.
Really have.
Yeah,
you're lovely, James. Yeah.
Good luck.
I absolutely loved your post with your cousin, the one that you put up your video.
Yeah, so he really enjoys it. So he's the one, actually, he's one of them who's coming on the chat this evening with me, because he does eBay on the side to his full-time job. But he's built up a really good store, and it's really difficult for him because he can't just get out there and go to the car boot sale on his own. So he does, you'll see him in some of my videos, he does come to the car boot sales with me on a Saturday normally, because he really enjoys it. But yeah, he's doing really well with his power chair football. I think they're going to Australia next year for the World Cup. But yeah, he's one of my inspirations, because growing up with him, he's never let anything slow him down. So before you guys go, one more comment. Tam and Belle are always great, lovely people. Like what I said, you're really good guys. So
thank you so much, Leon.
James, what time is the next video tonight? Yeah, it's going to be a pre-record. I'm probably going to put that one out either tomorrow or Saturday. So it's not going to be a live. It's just going to be us chatting about a newbie reseller, basically. So yeah, that'll probably come out tomorrow if I can get it edited in time. But yeah, fingers crossed I can do.
That's what I say, guys. We're loving your channel as well, James. It's so good.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. And you know,
you're a natural.
Well, I think that comes from my recruitment background when it comes to this part, kind of the interviewing questions. But
that's good.
I'll be honest with you all, and the 26 people still in, I don't know what I'm doing. That's the truth. I'm just trialing things, and if people like it, they like it. If they don't, I'll realize quick enough. But the most important thing I would say to anyone who's thinking about starting YouTube or doing YouTube, just enjoy it, because you need to just be yourself and really have a good time doing it. But once again, yeah, absolutely. But once again, thank you guys.
Yourself, then there's no point.
At all. Thanks
no, and that will show. My pleasure. All right, take care.
So much.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks all in the chat. Cheers.
Bye.
We've did an awkward wave now until